Urbana. At Urbana, Jesus is inviting us to surrender in lots of ways. Ram has just challenged us to surrender our lives to God. Tonight, I'm going to challenge us to surrender our futures to God. But this morning, right now, I'm going to challenge us to surrender in another area, our money. With our money, we have the privilege of giving an offering to global missions. At Urbana, there are lots of good things you can do with money. Some of you have surrendered money at the Urbana bookstore, buying great books that will equip you for missions. Some of you have surrendered money to Starbucks this week to keep yourself warm and caffeinated. Some of you have spent money on fair trade items such as Beza thread scarves, which goes towards raising awareness of child sex slavery in Ethiopia. And last night, all of us gave 32,000 kits to vulnerable communities in Swaziland, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. But a missions offering is more than just spending money well. It's giving to the Lord without benefiting directly from the money. It's acknowledging that the money we have isn't ours, but it's God's. It's joining in on God's mission when we give. Some of you are called to cross-cultural missions with your vocations, but all of us are called to support missions with our finances. This is for everyone. Offering is missions work. It's also one of the most difficult things for us to surrender as North Americans. North Americans are the wealthiest Christians in the history of the world, but our giving to the rest of the world is only 2% of our income. Some of us might be tempted to think, well, we don't have much to give, Tom. We're just poor college students. We don't make any money. But just being a college student or graduate student in North America puts us in the top 5% of the richest people in the world. Friends, this morning, let's make a statement that this generation is a giving generation. Let's come together and say yes to surrendering our money. Let's come together and set the bar high to offer $1 million to the Lord today. If each of us gave at least $61, we would have $1 million to give away, $1 million to impact God's mission around the world. Part of Urbana's legacy is giving sacrificially, giving way beyond normal expectations. So students, consider giving to the offering not the amount of your income, but the amount you spend on the things you can survive without. Think about what you spent $61 on last month, and then think about what you could give up for a month so that you could give generously. You could sacrifice eating out, coffee and lattes at Starbucks, or trips to the movie theater, or you could give up buying new music, new Xbox games, or iPhone accessories. Many of you spend a lot more than $61 for things you don't need. Many of you are graduate students who work, or missionary exhibitors, or business professionals. You are able to give much more than $61. If this is you, I challenge you to give more and give sacrificially. Help us surpass our $1 million goal. While you're preparing your offering, I want to share a few things about where this offering will go. First, not 1 cent of it goes to InterVarsity, its administration or overhead. 100% of it will go directly to fund the specific projects listed on page 74 of your handbook. The Urbana 12 offering will mainly go towards two very exciting areas. The first area includes projects that are related to the themes we've been seeing in the Gospel of Luke. We're giving to several organizations that serve the most marginalized people groups in the world, serving the poor, the blind, the lame, people who often don't get a taste of God's banquet. Let me mention just one of those groups, SAT-7. Our offering will go towards SAT-7 literacy projects in churches in the Middle East. Your gift will help transform the lives of 65 million Arabic-speaking women who are illiterate and isolated in society. Your gift will empower Middle Eastern churches to minister to these women. The second major area is giving to the International Fellowship of Evangelical Students, or IFES. IFES is an association of Christian student movements in over 150 countries around the world, and you can learn more about them in the exhibit hall. Our offering will support the missions work of IFES and student mission conferences in other regions around the world. Part of our offering will go towards scholarshiping students to attend 14 different conferences around the world in 2013 and 2014. One of those conferences is the Kenya Commission Conference. It's a conference that our friend Callisto Odede helped start in 1988, catalyzing students from Kenya and 16 other African countries into global missions. Your gift will help thousands of African students attend this conference where they can be challenged by Jesus just as you've been challenged at Urbana. At this time, take the offering envelope that's been distributed. There are two ways you can give in the offering right now. The first is you can use the envelope to give with cash, checks, credit cards, or debit cards. We can accept MasterCard, Visa, American Express, and Discover cards. Checks should be made out to InterVarsity. However you decide to give, please write legibly, sign, and complete all the information requested so your offering can be processed. And the ushers will collect these in a few minutes. A second option is to give online using PayPal, e-checks, or credit card. So if you have web access on your mobile phone or your computer, you can do it right now at urbanaoffering.org. urbanaoffering.org. And there's more information about the giving options on page 73 of your handbook. Friends, let's together say yes to God's invitation to surrender our money. Whatever your ability to give is, however you sense the Lord is leading you, I hope we can have 100% participation in this offering, and I hope we can give sacrificially. Let's join in together on God's global mission through our offering.